Hey everybody, clearing. Okay, this is going to be an eclipse reading. Actually, a post-eclipse reading. So what we're going to look at is what has changed. I'm going to look at the past misconceptions, the present for the connection, where things are going, and then an energetic inside scoop. So let's begin. Thank you. I'm going to do the present cards first. So thank you, Divine Creator, for using me as a channel of only the highest, most beneficial information coming through. What is it that we can see regarding the twin collective, the current energies affecting the twin unions? What are the twins looking at consciously? What is on the heart space? What are the intentions being set at this time? What are the actions in the collective towards union? What is the biggest challenge at this time? What is the solution for that challenge, and where are the energies going? And then what were the misconceptions of the past related to each of those things that have been cleared? And what direction is the twin collective moving into in the near future? Okay, cycles closing out and love coming in. How wonderful. That gave me a really good feeling. Okay, and the energetic insider scoop. What can we see energetically regarding each of those aspects that we're going to take a look at? My goodness, I'm being told that we may get a little bit of a message at some point from I'm a very jealous person. Actually, this is the only 5D energy that I got today. I got another wave of jealousy being seen from the divine masculines, seeing that they have been holding the connections back because they've been struggling to put down jealousy. So it may not look like that on the surface, but that is the collective energy that I was tuning into. It's almost counterintuitive that being standoffish or aloof would be about jealousy, but there's some covert jealousy going on. Actually, okay, let's do a message here. So what is it we can see from the divine masculine to the divine feminine at this time? Got the yes card, and I meant what I said. I'm just hearing when I said I love you, or when I said there was no one like you, I meant it. I just heard when you questioned me on it, if I meant love, love, I meant love, love. Even though I didn't say I meant love, love. So the divine masculines are admitting that when they've said love, they mean love. Okay, and from the divine feminine to the divine masculine, truth. And do you even see me that way? And you already know. So this is really interesting. Divine feminines, you finally stopped running your worthiness through whether or not your masculine says that you are the bee's knees, wherever that saying came from. Somebody tell me in the comments where that saying came from. It's so confusing. Do they have knees? Okay, so divine feminines, you already know the truth of your worthiness. This is the Ace of Truth, the Ace of Swords. And do you even see me that way? Does it matter? Ultimately, the way you see yourself is the thing that you need to focus on. The truth of who you are on the highest level. You are extraordinary, divine feminines. You are worthy of love. You have existence. You have life. You have a unique perspective. You exist. Divine feminines. That's the truth of this existence. Your value, your worth is not dependent on how others see you. That is an inside job. So divine feminines are letting you know, divine masculines, that they have come to the truth of this. They finally get it, that you are not their judge and jury. You are not the one that decides their worth. They finally figured it out, that they have the worth in their own perspective. Awesome, divine feminines. Okay, totally different messages than I would have anticipated, but let's get into the present moment. So, what can we see for the present moment in the twin collective? Seeker of Flames. This is going to the altar. This is the card of the free spirit. I often imagine that all the burden is being burned away at the altar. The sacrifice is the heavy burden of the past, the karmic things. It's putting down all of that, lightening the load. And Knight of Wands, wow, Page and Knight of Wands. This is the unbridled passion. Wow, this is a very triumphant, fiery, almost looks like a phoenix rising. So there's a mutual, we've got the feminine and masculine here. There's a mutual sacred passion igniting here on the conscious mind. Sacred sexuality. There is a deepening. These are the three root, sacral, and solar plexus chakra colors as well. So that represents the 3D, the material chakras, the ones that deal with our genealogy, our basic needs, our sexuality, our confidence, our empowerment, our ambition, our activations, our physical world. So this is on the conscious mind right now. What was the misconception of the past that was affecting this? Being stuck in the 3D, stuck in the face value of these three chakras. So stuck in the survival templates, survivor mentality, not thriving. So each of these chakras has a spiritualized attribute as well. We saw that the Wheel of Fortune was coming in to propel the root chakra in a reading just a couple of, like last week. One of the readings had to do with the spine of fire, the chakras, and we saw the reclamation of the root chakra by the divine. So when the life was energized and spiritualized and co-creation coming into alignment with the divine, that made every action an action of worship, of gratitude. That's just another way of saying gratitude, appreciation for existence itself, for source creator. Seeing on that level of ecstatic bliss. The sacral chakra being reclaimed so that we can attune to that high level of ecstasy. And the solar plexus being the forward motion, the empowerment, the solar fire at the diaphragm level. So all of those sensual, activated, embodied, extremely high frequency, spiritualized chakras. That was the misconception, that they were just associated with the world, that they were mundane. When spirit is channeled through those base chakras, that is where we get embodiment, wholeness. So that was the misconception, that it was just the 3D, that's all there was, that what met the eye was all there was. What is the and that's not to say that the twins theoretically thought that, but there is a difference between the theory and the embodiment. So the cosmic energies are helping us out. The collective ascension on the planet is helping us out. Each thought that we take captive and rise it up from the suffering to the unattached, non-attachment, comes up and out of the world. That is the twin journey. So those anchors, tethers to the lower dimensional interpretations. That's what the previous misconception were. Where are we going? Seeing love in everything. Wow, the Lovers in the reverse. This is the love that exists whether we believe in it or not. And for me, when it's in the reverse like that, we see it. We believe in it. We validate it. We're inspired by it. We get on the horse and ride. My daughter was at a birthday party today, and in the goodie bag there was a little scroll, and it said, "You're now old enough to ride horses." And I said, "What do you think that means?" And she said, "To chase your dreams, to follow your dreams." And I said, "Oh, tell me more." And she said, "Because you get on your horse and ride to your destiny." So beautiful, twins. You can see it. You believe in it now. You're going to be believing in it. It's going to be more and more evident, the passion growing, the freedom rising. And that's on the conscious mind. So what should the twins know? 11:11. What should the twins know about the conscious mind? Yeah, higher mind, communion, contemplation, the higher mind, the higher love, the passion, the dedication to the path, the journey, rising up out of the world and really keeping this perpetual, I call this praying without ceasing, but it's really just being conscious, present, aware of the higher energies. And dimensional planes of perception 6, mastery, accountability and acceptance. So accept it. You are the ones that can go to the higher contemplations within every moment. Interesting. So believe it. There is, free your speech, Twin Collective, and allow it to come through. Allow that acceptance. It's your sacred accountability. The shoes are no longer too big. You are living in this dimension, and you're going to be living in those higher realms of perception, embodied, going forward. Okay, on the heart space, what is the present energy? Ooh, yep, the moon. Here's the lunar eclipse energy and the emotional volatility about happiness. It's never been more evident where happiness is. This, on the heart space, there's all of this knowing, emotion, that happiness, true happiness, is within reach. This embodiment, and it's not even so much, you know, in the unions. This is on an individual level, in the deepest heart of hearts. I'm hearing this higher love heart. So lots of things coming up from the deep about what peace can come. It's multidimensional. I'm seeing memories illuminating and hopes for the future and childhood dreams, and it's an orchestration of all of the things that were suppressed or forgotten or down. It's like it's being dredged up, turned up in this tide. It's being turned up from the bottom, from the deep, and being brought up. Instead of sifting, it's bubbling up and being churned up. And happiness is the theme. So on the heart space, the twins should be feeling this brewing. You might not be able to put your finger on what this happiness will be, but there is a deepening desire to attune to that and nothing less. What were the misconceptions from the past about this? Oh, actually the card of misconceptions, King of Swords in the reverse. So this is faulty logic, misguided intentions, ulterior motives, generational misconceptions, survivor mentality, any ass backwards energy. The King of Swords in the reverse is that card. So straight up lies, interdimensional lies, control paradigms, all of it. That was what clouded and suppressed the right to be free, be happy, be fulfilled, have heaven on earth. Imagine, John Lennon's coming to mind. all of that. So there was a misconception that was lies, flights of fancy, misguided logic. So what a beautiful, beautiful misconception. And where are things going? Healthy boundaries, seeing through the confusion, prioritizing the happiness, reclaiming it, going deeply. Allowing it to come up, witnessing, but advocating for it, trailblazing, deep within, recognizing it in the inner realms. We're in the heart space here, so taking the time to be with this energy. And what can we see? The energetic cards. Yeah, objective observation, exactly. Being objective, taking the time to look at the things being churned up, to look at the misconceptions, to allow these things to be. And universal understanding, that's the Lovers, the big picture, the safety in the omnipresence of love. This reality is benevolent when we have eyes to see. If we all just collectively could do that, there would be peace on earth. Okay, what is it on the wish manifestation level here? Yes, the twins are wishing for the playful truth that sets us free. The fun times. This dolphin here wants to play with that truth, wants to run with it. And the Hermit coming out of hermit mode. I believe this was in the reverse, but this is the destined path. This is the owl of, seeing through the darkness, seeing the truth around corners. So what was stopping this truth in the past? What was clouding it? What was cloaking the destined path for the twins? Oh, we get the Hermit. Being isolated, having not been in unity consciousness, being worn down by the world, I just heard, feeling like this holy sage without a core group or a kin group, without like-minded. Wow, so this is a message saying wish for truth that brings you into collaboration, into and out of hermit mode, into alignment with those who are more playful, more energetic, more enthusiastic in an energetic way. Those who see the truth, those who have destined paths, who are aware of that type of emotion in their lives. Come out of isolation and know that we are being drawn into gathering together, spreading information. Will it in your communities, I'm hearing. And where are things going? Spiritual falconry, sending that intention out. Because we are creating a brand new world. This is really beautiful. There's this destiny coming. But it's also, because we have the Hermit here and the Hermit in the past, there has been a continuity. For those who have eyes to see, you can trace that you were this inner observer the whole way along, and you, divine counterparts, have been working the puzzle of love. And you're now coming to these truths that are going to help set these intentions on new levels for new projects and new passion projects, missions going forward. What can we see for the energetic here? So this is for setting the intentions. Storage, timed release, and focus force. We are the ones we've been waiting for, and these are the moments where it's becoming relevant to come out of the woodwork and change the face of the planet. This is such a beautiful Transformers kind of energy. It's like all of a sudden it unlocks, and all of these hermitages, all of these destined paths emerging now. So it's been in safekeeping for when the planet has been ready, you star seeds, you beautiful, beautiful. I wanted to say more than humans, immortals, eternal warriors of the light. Wow. Okay, what actions are being taken? Seeker of Orbs and Four of Swords. I believe that was coming out in the reverse. So this is the curiosity. Being curious without rest, without fail. This is another homage to the consciousness, the higher consciousness. It's curiosity without ceasing. Open energy, open mind, open heart, open spirit to what will come. Wow, I've never gotten that message. I'm not gonna cry. But this is a beautiful message. Both twins are keeping an open mind without fail, without ceasing. Gorgeous. What held that back in the past? What held that openness back in the past? A lack of nurture. I'm really getting, this is the card of mother. This is also my karmic feminine. I don't want to bully karmic feminine energy. It's not people, it's a mode of conduct. It's a lack of love, a lack of nurturing, a mistrust of it, a disbelief in it. And that's the only definition. Karma is learning. And so when there isn't love, there's learning to be done. So this card in the reverse is the karma that comes from not being given the love that's needed, especially in childhood or lifelong, but that foundational thing. Mothers who don't have the love to give, fathers that don't have the love to give, and kids never learning what that love looks like fully. And that's what held back this lifelong learning, open curiosity energy. Where is it going? Unconditional love of self. Finding that we're worthy after all, we're lovable after all, and that we no longer have to believe this misconception that there's not enough love to go around. Oh, isn't that the quintessential slogan of the karma? There's not enough love to go around. Voila, there's enough love to go around, so much love that we can just find it within, straight to source. How beautiful. So that is the active, it's like the twins, you have opened the flow, the interdimensional flow of love portals consistently. Temple of eventual destinies, benevolence, spiritual progression, enlightenment. Yes, you've become enlightened that you can channel this into this dimension at all times, twins. And quickening, exponential expansion. This is also a card of self-love, 43. And this is bringing and gathering steam. We're coming closer to the eventual destinies of influence for love on the planet. On a massive scale, so much so that unions are going to be popping off, I just heard. Wow. Okay, what's the biggest challenge facing the twins at this time? The Four of Crystals, this is the opening of the heart. This is the contemplation to just let the heart walls down, let the guard down, and go towards the Ten of Pentacles. When we are at the world level, this is so interesting because if we look at the Pentacles, I'm being told that they are alluding to the three base chakra, sacral chakra, and the solar plexus chakra, and that the fourth crystal here represents the heart chakra opening. This is typically the Four of Crystals. The Four of Coins is typically a card of clinging, holding on too tightly, keeping it under wraps. But when we move into the heart space, like we're seeing here, it's the cracking open of that to reach a higher potential. So I'm getting we're climbing into those unlimited frequencies. So that's the challenge, is opening the heart to go for this Ten of Pentacles. In the lower dimensions, we're only at the 3, maybe the 4 sometimes if we're brave. But this is the ascension where we're rising into the long-term legacy energies of this 10 of Pentacles. But we have to let go of the old paradigms, the old ways of seeing things to get to this higher frequency. So that's the challenge. What contributed to that challenge in the past? A lack of progress, not having the right ingredients, that King of Swords. So we're seeing misconceptions and lack of nurture is the perfect storm to defeat, undermine, make one afraid of not being able to reach potential, or pulled back if you want to go for your success. There are two fears. There's a fear of success and a fear of failure. The fear of failure and the fear of success are both tied to this mother and father type energy, or examples, the misconceptions and the lack of nurture. When we don't take our lives to the extraordinary level, we're either afraid of failure or afraid of success. This is talking about going higher. Where is that energy going? It is the kindness within. Understanding the connection, seeing the pathways of that, seeing that we can heal our generational things. We can heal the sexual trauma or the bombardment of our light from childhood, and our confidence, our worthiness, that we can heal that with kindness, self-love. So what can we see about this challenge energetically? Standstill, suspended animation, holding space. It's going to stay in this safekeeping until each one of us unlocks our potential through realizing our worthiness, seeing the progress, taking our power back, and emotional equilibrium, compassionate non-attachment, lunar progressor. So this is the eclipse energy. So the lunar progressor that happens right now on the eclipse is continuing to, I just heard it is sealing our emotional equilibrium and compassionate non-attachment. Oh, we have become masters today, I just heard, twins. I just heard the divine stamp of authenticity. Stick your butt towards the camera, everyone. I'm going to stamp you. Oh my goodness, what a great message. Okay, what is the solution to this particular challenge of how to open the heart, or, you know, that we've been bound to the lower aspects, the lower interpretations of self? What is the spirit guidance? See the portals of potential. This is the way through, the peaceful way through. This looks like a portal to me. The Seven of Cups is confusion, daydreaming, overwhelm, airy-fairy energy. In the reverse, we see that target, the magic portal, and we go through it. Three of Wands, we had that already with this intention to set these higher vibrational intentions into the future. That's the solution here. Keep the thoughts light and airy. Go for this impassioned new beginning, this soul spark. We saw it with the Knight and Page of Wands. Each one of these holds this one wand going forward. So be empowered, divine counterparts. See through the confusion. Look for the peaceful, the heart's knowing that you're going in the right direction. Heart and soul, emotions, and wands here. So that's the spirit guided solution going forward, knowing that it is unlimited and that you will be shown the way. Your heart knows the way. What was holding us back from that? Literally, this Knight of Wands in the reverse. Having a skewed interpretation of what authentic passion is. Not knowing any better. Being naive, ill-equipped. Having things flipped backwards. We were taught through lack of nurture and misconceptions of struggle what passion was. It was a different thing than it is. What soul fire and passion were. We got it wrong. We're not just buffoons. We are these phoenix energies. We are so much more splendorous than just animals. But that's fun too. I just heard so many say, where is this energy going? The King of Swords in the upright. That's so stunning. So we're going to truth. We've got the truth, everybody. We've seen the light. We saw that Ace of Swords, the Ace of Truth with the dolphin on it. That's the same sword that the king here holds. We go from ass backwards to righteous, upright. Look at that. The boomerang hawk came back. So we're setting the intention to see the truth, and the boomerang of intention is coming back tenfold, I just heard. Look at that. That is so symmetrical and stunning. Okay. What is the energetic card for this message? Seal of Metatron, form, structure, foundation, and cosmology. This is the foundation. I decree, says the King of Truth. There is a new foundation set. We've seen the mastery, the seal of authenticity, the heartfelt truth, and galactic council crest, spiritual sovereignty. So with mastery, with accountability, with authenticity, we claim our sovereignty. It's between us and the Creator. Only then. We've cleared all of the other permissions and judgments and gates of perception. When we can come into communion, straight to source, that's mastery. There's nothing that stands in our way. It's an unadulterated connection to source. And that is our spiritual sovereignty. We reach timelessness in that. We become eternal, multidimensional. This is the new ascended foundation, the Grand Yoga. And Arcturian Stargate, peace, healing, gentleness, and non-judgment. We saw that that was the portal through. Where is that card? Through the confusion. This is the gentleness, the peace, the dove, the non-judgment. It's a Stargate. So that is an interdimensional portal tool. When we look for the peaceful, non-judgmental, humble, compassionate, merciful angle, we are truly seeing through the lens of the divine, I just heard. Oh, this is so beautiful. Okay, so the direction things are going in. Oh, reunion. Look at that. There's the star. So the destined path. We got the Temple of Eventual Destinies, didn't we? And we got the hermit twice, the pilgrimage, the two hermits, the divine feminine and divine masculines meeting on this destined path. These are the two hermits, the two masters in training, lifelong. This is the destiny for those counterparts working harmonious karmic cleanup, to come together, to meet in the middle, to have arrived at mastery, to clear the karmic paths in this star of destiny. What do we need to know about the past that has influenced that? Wow, we get the Emperor, but I literally saw, this is so, it's hard for my ego because it seems so spiritual, but and religious maybe, but this Emperor is like the good father, the divine, watching the becoming of the twins is what I saw. So there was nothing that was holding back. I'm crying. There was nothing that was holding back these destined reunions. Source Creator was watching, it's such strange languaging. The feeling I'm getting is a bit unnerving because it's a feeling of it always having been in divine plan. A feeling of it being revealed but destined. A feeling of reality knowing we were going to make it. All of our collaborations of souls. There's something called the harmonic convergence that happened in 87. For those who may know about that, this is this feeling of the ascension, that it was destined, that we're doing it, that it was part of the divine plan, that we didn't know as we've been going about our limited perception, that what we were a part of here was so grand, that we're actually doing this. And where is this going? The repair of all the histories. We're going to be reclaiming all the storylines in the name of love. The Five of Cups in the reverse takes all the grief, all the mourning, and makes lemonade. It shows the love. It's the fairy tale, the plot twist, the grand finale. It's not the ending, it's just the beginning, I heard. It's the end of one chapter and the beginning of the best part. Energetically, this is just incredible energy to feel. This is probably the most romantic, not in the mushy love story, but in the grand fairy tale sense. This is the most mythical that come through. What can we see? How can I bring this back into some kind of grounding? I'm way out there. Somebody throw me a rope. Adventure, exploration, and discovery. So it's just the beginning of the adventure, the true adventure. Ooh, this is looking to me like a signal from the cosmos, from other planets. Literally, I just got that once humanity gets to this stage where we are where we are no longer warring with each other or within ourselves. Boom, boom. Stars to earth, can you hear us? Once we're not preoccupied in our egocentric little festering world, we're suddenly going to get these messages from afar. Woof, I just threw that down. I was like, I didn't just channel that, did I? And then we have heartwave resonator, ecstasy, rapture, flux, amplification. Everything's kicking up. The ecstatic understanding of who we really are energetically, spiritually. We're remembering that. We're spiritualizing our flesh, our bodies, our DNA. We are ascending, everybody. It's so surreal. Keep going towards it. What else? What else? Bliss, aspiration, and realization. We are realizing the bliss as we systematically, incrementally calibrate towards our happiness, towards our bliss, towards love. We are realizing it. We're making it real in the material dimension, and we are becoming more energetic. The boundaries between the tangible and the intangible are becoming less solid. Whoa. and Temple of Celestial Revelations, Angelic Assistance, Truth, Salvation, and Majesty. We are receiving angelic assistance. I've had it come through a number of times that angels are angles. They are perceptionary angles. They are perfected. They are pure. They are needed. When we call on angels, we are opening through our free will to a consciousness that sees from an angle that we did not see from before we asked. Just the act of asking for an angelic angle of approach that differs from our limited dead end that we were in when we asked, activates that open, curious energy that we saw for the twins without ceasing. When it's said that we walk with guardian angels, that we walk with the angels flanked on either side of us, when the angels are our homeboys and homegirls, it's when we've learned to see around corners through the night. All of that because we've energetically got the faith to do it. That is also mastery. This is a freaking amazing reading. Let's get one card specifically for the divine masculines. Chamber of teleportation. Wow, I just heard some masculines are going to start teleporting. Journey, exchange, transference. Divine masculines are going to start tuning into their divine feminine consciously now, back and forth, with more conscious recognition of how the journey has influenced their lives. Gratitude, appreciation, that's the superhighway. That is the ticket. If you want to teleport, set your goal on something that you appreciate more than anything and move in that direction, and you'll close the bridge. You'll bridge the gap between, space and time. You'll get there faster. If you're thinking about your destination with the highest frequency of appreciation, that is how you teleport. I really encourage you to take that sincerely. Well, we get to protection and stabilization. So reprogramming, transmutation, stabilization, and self-love and protection. Just keep loving yourselves. It's coming in. It's being stabilized. Divine feminines. Ooh. I'm sitting with a really interesting message. I know I've had it come through where the masculine is the giver and the feminine is the receiver. But I just got an inverse message that the feminines are so used to birthing things and releasing those into the world that it's time to be more receptive. That you've been in this autonomous motion, feminines, for so long so you could stabilize, because receiving is a very counterintuitive motion for the feminine, even though it's a primary function. There's typically a larger giving, and it's time to balance that out and receive love, feminines. Okay, yeah, so I'm hearing that is another message we got a little bit earlier about the lower or the base chakras and the animalistic, the three-dimensional aspects that we tend to associate with it in this temporary physical form, but we are eternal spirit. And so we are kind of systematically reclaiming the survival, animalistic aspects of us as we become more energized and energetic. Ooh, it's quite lovely. Big, big conscious reading. I am so honored to be traveling along and know all of you that listen to these readings. And I'm so beautifully impressed with the level of stuff that's channeling through more and more recently. It's my cup of tea. Okay, many blessings. Bye for now.